Tonight, we're tracking the investigation into a mysterious smell that forced the evacuation of a historic hotel in downtown Walla Walla.
And happy Friday. The final weekend of summer is here. I'm tracking very warm weather, but things are going to change next week. We'll get to all of that in your First Alert weather forecast.
And as California and Washington work to get away from gas-powered cars, some lawmakers in Congress are fighting to slow down that process. We're taking an in-depth look at that effort coming up.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. Pacific Power says bills for Washington customers are expected to go up by a few dollars a month starting in October. Pacific Power relies on a federal credit from the Bonneville Power Administration Residential Exchange Program to bring customers' bills down. But with less credit available this year, those bills will be going up by 2.2%, which adds up to about $2.85 a month for typical residential customers. Now, if you need help paying that bill, there are federal, state, and local programs that can help. And if you want to avoid high bills in the summer and winter, you can enroll in Pacific Power's Equal Pay program.
It averages out throughout the year, and so you know exactly how much you're going to have to pay for each month, so you're not surprised by that.
Pacific Power has submitted those proposed changes to the Washington Utilities and Transportation Commission. If approved, they would go into effect on October 1st. Tonight, the suspicious odor at the Marcus Whitman Hotel is still under investigation. Apple Valley News Now's Anna Trejo has the latest from Walla Walla.
Downtown Walla Walla is still open, but just a few feet away, these signs and police tape indicate that the Marcus Whitman Hotel is still under investigation and remains closed.
It all started Thursday night around 5:30. People reported a strong chemical odor coming from the basement of the hotel. Out of caution, the hotel was evacuated. When people reported a strong odor coming from the basement, the Walla Walla Fire Department was immediately called to see if they can find the source of the smell. The city of Walla Walla says it was determined the odor was not natural gas or propane. However, readings taken from the basement indicated potential unsafe conditions.
Behind me is the Marcus Whitman Hotel. Crews have shut down several city blocks during this investigation, and as you can see, it hasn't stopped downtown Walla Walla from staying open and busy.
Many people we spoke to in downtown Walla Walla were curious about the details. When we spoke to the city manager of Walla Walla, Brendan Koch declined to go on camera and will not share any further details that was already made public. At least one gas station near the hotel has its gas pumps turned off during this investigation. Anna Trejo, Apple Valley News Now.
Now let's talk about your forecast as we're getting into the weekend. Things are warming up. Stacey Lee joins us live with a look.
Well, happy Friday. Final weekend of summer is here, and it's not going to disappoint, but it could be the final time we see these upper 80s and 90-degree temperatures. Right now, 90 on our Dust Devil Skycam. Feels like 86, so that's nice. Winds are light at 5 miles per hour. And look, we lost 2 more minutes from last night. Our sunset at 7:08. Elsewhere around the area, those temperatures again nice and warm. Walla Walla at 89. Pendleton 91 right now. It's 87 in Yakima. So our temperature trend heading into the weekend again above that average of 82 in the Tri-Cities. But look at the downward trend as we get into next week. Those temperatures are going to cool off substantially by about 20 degrees. So enjoy the warm temperatures in Yakima this weekend and then get ready for the big cool down. I'm going to say maybe it's a good time to start getting that winter wardrobe ready. Again, we'll be down to 71 degrees tonight at 8 in Yakima. Tri-Cities, beautiful night, clear skies, 72 at 8 in Walla Walla, down to 70 by 8 p.m. And here's what's on the way again, clear and cool. Calm, starry nights. Go out and check out the stars this evening. A weekend warm up and then cool temps on the way next week. I'll get to all that in your First Alert full weather forecast. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. Tonight, another deadly float plane crash is under investigation in western Washington. The plane crashed into Lake Sammamish, which is just east of Bellevue, this morning. Police say one person on board the plane died. Another is in critical condition. It's very unusual for a float plane to crash on the water, but we know it did happen just over a year ago, also in western Washington. A much larger float plane in that instance crashed off of Whidbey Island, killing 10 people. Making national headlines tonight, the United Auto Workers are on strike against all of the big 3 automakers in the United States at the same time. This strike involves nearly 13,000 people. ABC's Rena Roy is tracking that.
Solidarity forever!
United Auto Workers walking off the job.
The UAW is ready to stand up. This is our defining moment.
No deal reached last night despite weeks of negotiations between the union and the top 3 automakers in the U.S., GM, Ford, and Chrysler owner Stellantis.
No one wants a strike, but I respect workers' right to use their options under the collective bargaining system. And I understand the workers' frustration. Workers deserve a fair share of the benefits they help create for an enterprise.
The union says so far 12,700 workers are on strike at a Ford plant in Michigan, a GM plant in Missouri, and an Ohio Stellantis plant.
This strategy will keep the companies guessing.
UAW members had been asking for a 40% pay increase. Instead, the company's offering half of that.
We're putting a 20% gross wage rate increase, along with other bonuses that come as a part of that. So this is a very, very strong financial offer. I'm extremely disappointed and frustrated that we're on strike.
The union also wants a return to pension plans, better retiree health care, and cost of living adjustments. Ford's CEO calling those demands unsustainable in an industry struggling to adapt to the future.
We are one of the most important industries for jobs in America. Everyone will suffer, especially in the communities where we have plants.
A Stellantis spokesperson adds they are disappointed with the UAW's decision to strike and will take steps to protect their North American operations and the company. And this strike could potentially affect the average consumer. If it lasts a while, dealers could run short on cars and prices could go up. Rena Roy, ABC News, Tepan, New York.
Now, one of the big issues at stake here is what's going to happen as the auto industry switches over to electric vehicles, which requires factory changes and in some cases fewer people on the assembly lines. In Congress, lawmakers in the House of Representatives have just passed a bill that could slow down the push to move away from gas-powered vehicles. So let's take a step back here for a moment. The EPA sets nationwide standards for vehicle emissions, which is the pollution coming from your exhaust pipe. States aren't really supposed to be able to set their own rules, but California has special permission to set harsher standards for vehicle emissions if they get the go-ahead from the EPA. Well, right now, California is waiting on a waiver that would require all new cars sold in the nation's largest auto market to be emissions-free by 2035. And that will impact Washington as well, since our state legislature created a law in 2020 requiring the Department of Ecology to follow California's emissions standards. So now let's get back to Congress. Washington Representative Cathy McMorris Rodgers says the Preserving Choice in Vehicle Purchases Act would stop the EPA from giving out any waivers that would ban selling vehicles with internal combustion engines. The bill would also require the EPA to take back any waivers that it granted to California in 2022. Now, will this proposal go anywhere? Not really likely right now. It did pass the House, but Democrats control the Senate. They're not likely to even discuss the bill. Now, also happening on Capitol Hill tonight, lawmakers are trying to stave off a potential government shutdown. The current budget runs out at the end of this month, and as has become the norm, we are just about 2 weeks from that deadline, with lawmakers on both sides now saying they think a shutdown is inevitable. We've often seen Congress vote on a continuing resolution, which basically just extends their deadline at the last minute, but this time around, it appears that lawmakers might not even be able to agree on that. You can expect to see another jump in health insurance premiums next year. In Washington, if you're getting health care coverage through government marketplaces instead of your company, you can expect to pay almost 9% more on average. Of course, that means some plans will be demanding even bigger increases. Kaiser Foundation Health Plan of the Northwest and Premera Blue Cross will be allowed to raise their rates by more than 17%. The state insurance commissioner, who has decided not to run for re-election after more than 20 years in office, blames medical inflation for that increase.
Cost of hospitals, other types of clinic care, pharmaceuticals, all of that together has been going up in price.
Now, the insurance commissioner says if you are looking to get a new health insurance plan when the marketplace opens up in November, do some comparison work. Try to make sure you're picking an option that covers your current doctor and any medications that you need to take. Today, hundreds of students were welcomed back to campus at Central Washington University. Welcome Weekend started yesterday, as it's mostly first-year students for the first half of Welcome Weekend. Then returning and transfer students are welcomed in on Sunday. Every year, Central Washington University brings out volunteers to help the process go smoothly. The director of housing at Central says CWU is a residential experience, and the movers and shakers add to that welcome in.
Having students here and living it here is such an important part of their college journey and who they're going to be and who they are going to become, and we get to be a part of that as they move into the residence halls and meet their RA and they meet their neighbors, and you can see the movers and shakers. So our volunteers that are helping do move in are students and faculty and staff and community members that are part of that welcome and saying welcome to Ellensburg and welcome to Central.
Some 2,000 students are moving into residence halls over the weekend with help from those movers and shakers. And officials say Central has had this welcome committee for more than 30 years, helping freshmen into one of Central's 20 residence halls. Tonight's events also include a welcome back barbecue on campus and more planned throughout the weekend. It's all to get students ready to go back to class with the fall quarter starting on Wednesday. Now the Cougs play in Pullman again tomorrow, this time facing off against the Northern Colorado Bears. WSU is still celebrating last week's win over Wisconsin. According to ESPN, Washington State has a 99% chance of beating Northern Colorado. The Cougs and the Bears have only met once before. That was back in 2019. Washington State won that matchup 59-17. Now kickoff for this week's game is set for 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. The Seahawks are headed to Michigan, visiting the Detroit Lions this weekend. That game is coming up Sunday at 10 a.m. And then we have Monday Night Football for you right here on ABC. It's the Browns versus the Steelers Monday evening. We'll bring you Apple Valley News Now early on Monday at 4 o'clock, then a special edition of the news after the game. And Stacey Lee is talking about your Martin Stadium tailgate forecast coming up in just a moment. Taking a live look outside. It is the final weekend of summer. It is going to feel like it. It's getting warm out there. All the details plus a big change on the way coming up in your First Alert forecast. And still ahead on Apple Valley News Now at 5, 1 week from the first day of fall, we're talking about how to tell if a cough is COVID, RSV, or the flu. That's next.
Carl's Jr.'s new Big Char Chili Burger is big on charbroiled flavor, big on smoky sweet heat with a whole charred Anaheim chili, and big on savings with a Big Char Chili Combo for just $7.99.
It's time to celebrate the beauty of nature at the Walla Walla Valley Quilt Festival. 2 big days, September 15th and 16th, starting at 10 a.m. at the Walla Walla Fairgrounds. Check out amazing quilts, see hourly demos, shop the vendors, and so much more. Enjoy both big days for just $8. Come meet nationally recognized quilter Karen Walker, plus local quilter Mona Himmelberger. So mark those calendars now, check out our website, and plan to attend this year's Walla Walla Valley Quilt Festival.
When you need legal help, trust Quantum Legal. We're here for you in times of trouble, whether you need assistance with criminal defense, personal injury, or have been injured on the job. Law is a complicated matter. Our team of experts will fight for you and help you find the best solution for your situation. Don't let life's challenges get the best of you. We're here to help. Call us today at 509-783-5551 or visit our website at quantumlegal.com.
Lewis Culligan, your local water experts since 1936. The world's most efficient water softener. Safer drinking water in every glass. Convenient, reliable delivery. Industry-leading technology. Here for every water worry.
Tonight, the massive storm churning to the north, where millions are bracing for extreme wind and rain. Plus, the charges against President Biden's son. What happens next? More Americans turn to the most-watched newscast on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Follow the allure of mystical money at Legends Casino Hotel, where we're giving away $30,000 every Thursday in September. Magically earn entries by using your Legends Rewards card when playing your favorite slot machines, and you could be destined to win $3,000, $8,000, or $10,000 every Thursday in September. It doesn't take winged sandals to get here. Just get here for $120,000 in mystical money, only at Legends Casino Hotel.
Carl's Jr.'s new Big Char Chili Burger is big on charbroiled flavor, big on smoky sweet heat with a whole charred Anaheim chili, and big on savings with a Big Char Chili Combo for just $7.99.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
A study published this week says the drug MDMA, which is also known as Molly or ecstasy, shows potential for treating PTSD when it's used in combination with talk therapy. The company that sponsored that research says it is planning to ask for government approval to sell the drug. Another potential PTSD treatment now being offered in Oregon is psilocybin, which is the chemical that makes magic mushrooms magic. There are just 4 people licensed to grow magic mushrooms in Oregon, which legalized them several years ago. There are 10 licensed service centers across the state. Now, this treatment became available to the public earlier this year. But if you want to take psilocybin, it has to be at a clinic under supervision of a therapist.
There's a lot of unknowns to this work right now. And so clients are, we're making sure that they're informed about those unknowns, as well as the potential benefits or potential risks of consuming psilocybin.
And this kind of journey is not for the faint of heart. You have to know what you're getting into.
Now, you don't need a prescription or a referral for the treatment, but you may need to be patient. Many service centers have hundreds or even thousands of people on their wait lists, and treatments can cost thousands of dollars apiece. Now, this week, the Washington Department of Health unveiled a new dashboard similar to the ones that we saw during the pandemic. This one, though, tracking COVID, RSV, and the flu all at once. Health officials are urging everybody to get the updated flu and COVID-19 vaccines and to consider an RSV vaccine if you qualify. All of these take a couple of weeks to really get your immune system primed to fight off those viruses. Health experts say all 3 viruses can leave you with symptoms like a fever, cough, and congestion, but there are ways to tell them apart that can give you an idea of whether you need to consider a COVID-19 test.
RSV and COVID are more gradual usually in symptom onset, and may start with a runny nose and then progress to other symptoms. Loss of appetite is classically something that we associate with RSV, but of course, loss of appetite can be associated with a lot of other infections as well.
Now remember, there are antiviral medications for COVID-19 and the flu that should help you recover faster, but you have to get the right version, and you do have to start taking it pretty much as soon as you have symptoms, or else it won't work. So you might want to keep a couple of COVID-19 test kits on hand, just in case someone in your family starts getting sick.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, happy Friday. The weekend is finally here. Final weekend of summer. We're looking at a very warm weekend ahead, and it could be the final time this year that we see temps in the 90s. 90 degrees right now in our Legends Casino Skycam. Feels like 86. Our sunset at 7:08. Let's take a look at temperatures elsewhere around the region. It's a warm afternoon. It's 85 in Dayton, 89 right now in Walla Walla, a warm 91 in Pendleton, 87 for Toppenish and Yakima. It's 84 right now in Ellensburg. If you're heading out to the Coug game this weekend at Martin Stadium, check it out. It's going to be a great day for tailgating. Those temperatures on the warm side, in fact, and again, it looks pretty good. So your kickoff at 2, halftime around 3:30, and your drive home at 5:30. You're going to have perfect weather for the Coug gang there in Pullman, Washington. All right, let's take a look at our satellite and radar. Ridge of high pressure, that's what we're seeing. And again, look at this, just clear all up and down the west coast. Now, we are seeing some activity up here. And again, we're going to start to see some of those clouds sliding in much later. But enjoy the clear skies, the warm temperatures here for the next couple of days. We have a big transition coming next week. Let's talk about winds. They're going to see very light winds moving through the weekend. Here's tomorrow morning, very light breezes in the afternoon, but nothing to write home about. Now, Sunday, you'll start to see those winds picking up, particularly here in the Columbia Basin. And then as we get into Sunday evening, that's when we're going to start to see those gusty winds as the transition starts to happen. We're going to have a cold front moving across the area and a big change headed our way into next week. Our 24-hour temperature trend, just like this. There's the warm conditions for us in the afternoon, but I'm liking the sunshine and those clear skies. Same thing, Tri-Cities, mid-60s for most of the night. Will eventually drop down to, check this out, 49. That's pretty chilly. And then all the way up to close to 90 degrees for tomorrow. Now, as far as conditions go tonight, lots of stars in the sky. It's going to be clear and beautiful. And again, on the cool side, some 40-degree temps there, like Sunnyside, Toppenish, and Ellensburg. 52 tonight in Yakima. Columbia Basin Tri-Cities, most of us here in the 50s. 49 Tri-Cities, a little cooler than we've seen, and you felt a little nip in the air this morning. Here's what it looks like out in the foothills of the Blues. Slightly warmer there. Pendleton, 49. 56 in Milton Freewater, 54 for Dayton and Walla Walla. Let's take a peek at those daytime highs tomorrow. Again, there we are, those 90s. might be the last time we see them. So say goodbye 90s. And again, we'll have a fairly nice day, much warmer. Planning your day tomorrow, though. Again, a little cool out the door by noon, though, close to 80. You'll be in the 90s and down to the 70s by 8. Again, a cool morning in Walla Walla, 80s by noon, 92 at 4, 73 by 8. Again, light winds, not going to be too windy if you have sports to go attend tomorrow. Again, a nice day overall in Yakima. Let's take a look at that short-term forecast. There's the hot day. Here comes the clouds. It starts cooling down. The winds kick up. Same thing on Monday. Look at, we go from 90s to 70s in just 2 days. 90s for the Tri-Cities through Sunday. Then we drop all the way down to 81. Look for those cloudy skies. And in Walla Walla, 92 with those cloudy skies developing, gusty winds dropping down into the 70s on Monday. Get to your full 7-day planning forecast here in just a few minutes. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacy. And up next on Apple Valley News Now at 5, we're looking ahead to a new event at a local bookstore celebrating local authors. We'll hear from them when we come back.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Spicy chicken McNuggets, breaded in tempura and made with cayenne, are just the right amount of fire emoji, chili emoji, grinning face with sweat emoji, and wouldn't it be double fire emoji if they came back? Spicy chicken McNuggets, they're back. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
An accident can shatter your life. At Tamaki Law, we put your life back together.
Clients come to us injured, burdened with medical bills, lost wages, insurance hassles. The list goes on. They're overwhelmed, so they put their lives in our hands. That's why we work hard and fight for the justice they deserve.
If you've been seriously injured, call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
Stan, where's Alice? She's supposed to stay with us.
Oh, shoot, where could she?
Hey everybody, I'm Alice. I'm new here. The new zipline ride looks so fun. You go back and forth. Awesome.
And we've lost control of the Alice situation.
Triple Play has fun for everyone, including the brand new zipline ride. And it's all attached to a cozy hotel.
I mean, she's a natural spokosaur who isn't tempted to eat anyone. You know, 'cause she's an herbivore.
Next ET, TV's #1 show heads to CBS.
This show has really hit a nerve with a lot of people.
The big change is coming for Yellowstone next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Watch me. Watch me tumble, jump, and soar. When our squad is on point, we own the floor. Dazzling stunts and dances are my jam. Pain once caused issues, but they had a plan. A life-changing brace with no surgery to fear. Activity without limits, one more reason to cheer. Watch me. Industry-leading scoliosis treatment at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
If something's missing in your morning without a McDonald's breakfast, then try a new bagel sandwich. With fluffy egg, melty cheese, and your choice of a steak patty with grilled onion, or bacon, or sausage, well, those will fill the void deliciously. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome back. Yakima's Encore Books is hosting its first big event with local authors since it came under new ownership earlier this year. The store will have 9 local authors writing everything from mystery to history on site to sign books this Sunday. That includes names like Rob Phillips, Derek Wachter, Ben Mayo, Kyle Rasmussen, Dana Pride, Rich Moreno, Joyce Byers Hill, and Deb Gorman. The new owner, who saved the bookstore from closing earlier this year, said she's hoping to do signings and other events like this more often.
I think it's really important to support the local authors because they're the ones that are also going to support the local businesses in town, especially small businesses like myself. They're the ones that are at our local bookstores all the time.
Now, the signing will be from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Encore Books. Again, that is on Sunday. And the new coffee shop at the back of the bookstore, Aventura Coffee, will also be open during that event. We'll have a final look at your forecast when we go back. It's going to be a hot one. And still ahead, World News Tonight is tracking the growing outrage after Seattle police released body camera video where an officer is heard saying that a young woman killed by a speeding patrol car earlier this year had limited value. That's coming up tonight at 5:30.
This newscast sponsored by Nissan.
Do you know why the speed limit in school zones is 20 miles per hour? Because the stopping distance of a typical vehicle is half that of one going 35 miles per hour. So for now, and for the rest of the school year, slow down.
It's time to celebrate the beauty of nature at the Walla Walla Valley Quilt Festival. 2 big days, September 15th and 16th, starting at 10 a.m. at the Walla Walla Fairgrounds. Check out amazing quilts, see hourly demos, shop the vendors, and so much more. Enjoy both big days for just $8. Come meet nationally recognized quilter Karen Walker, plus local quilter Mona Himmelberger. So mark those calendars now, check out our website, and plan to attend this year's Walla Walla Valley Quilt Festival.
Are you looking for a bank that has traditional values and modern solutions? Are you looking for a bank that is member-owned? Are you looking for a bank that leaves a lasting impact on the community? I've got news for you. You're not looking for a bank. Belong to something better. Join Hapo Community Credit Union, where you are more than just a member. Visit hapo.org to join today. Where do you credit union?
Did you see this? It says most people are going to need long-term care that health insurance and Medicare won't cover.
I saw that, and it got me thinking, if I need to pay for home modifications or in-home care, I am not prepared. Are you?
Not really. I mean, whatever happens, I just want to know that I'll be able to get care and stay in my own home as I age.
Right? I want that too. So,
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
Vegas action is closer than you think. The fun is waiting for you at Nob Hill Casino. Come in and pull up a chair at your choice of blackjack, pai gow, heads up hold'em, or high card flush, and play with the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club to take your game to the next level and earn rewards for food, bowling, prizes, and cash. There's always a spot for you at Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
School's back in session, which means a lot to a lot of people. Let's pray for a good year. Also, let's be careful. Watch out for the little ones. Let's enjoy football. Let's enjoy planning for the holidays. Call us if you're injured.
Call now. They're waiting to help you.
Welcome back, and coming up tomorrow, the annual Veterans Stand Down runs Saturday from 9 until 2. That's at VFW Post 992 in Walla Walla. Veterans can get info on VA services and support for things like housing, employment, mental health benefits, and veterans benefits. Lunch will be provided, and pre-registration has already closed, but walk-ins are welcome. And if you need more information about the event, you can call that number there on your screen, 509-524-2936. Ask for Wendy Chang. And it should be great weather for that. It's great weather for football. Just, it's perfect.
A little on the hot side, so stay hydrated tomorrow. And again, yeah, if you're heading to Pullman for that Coug game, it's going to be perfect tailgate weather. It's going to be a perfect weather for the entire game. So I've been at Martin Stadium when it's been on the cold side. So
me too.
Enjoy these early games. All right, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Yakima again. Those summer temps are here. That could be the last. Say goodbye to 90. You might not be seeing that again for the rest of the year in Yakima. And again, those temperatures drop substantially into the 70s. And we're even tracking what could potentially be some rain showers midweek. It's a little far out at this point, but again, we're going to see a little bit of overcast conditions, breezy winds, and potentially some rain showers in the Cascade Mountains. Tri-Cities, again, nice warm weekend. Those 90s, say goodbye to them. We're going to be 80s on Monday, and then dropping down to those lower 70s with overnight lows in the 40s.
Wow. Wow, it felt cold this morning even.
Pumpkin spice me now. And again, Walla Walla, again, a bit warm for the vets tomorrow, so just be prepared for that. Drink lots of water. And again, those 70s, we're looking for temperatures. Look at that, in the 60s.
68. My goodness.
It's going to get chilly real quick in Walla Walla next week. So enjoy the last little hoorah of summer.
All right, and lots of sunscreen, of course.
That's right.
Thanks, Stacey. Thank you so much for watching. World News Tonight with David Mures next. We're back tonight at 6, and you can find the latest on our website, applevalleynews.com.